Hey, what's up, YouTube? Lord Zath bringing you another episode of Zath's Replay Theater. And we're back on New Dawn again. This is second battle in a row where we're checking this out. And we're looking at the Tier 4 British battleship Orion. Kind of felt like doing a little bit of low tier relaxation action today. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Doing my usual screenshots at the start of the battle here. I love the detail and the modeling, right? On so many of these ships. Honestly, it's what kind of one of the things that really drew me into this game and kept me coming back for more. I don't know, I did beta testing a long time ago. I was one of the initial wave of closed beta testers on their beta weekends, and it was just love at first login. And I mean, the models have really improved even more so since then. But just wow, you know, like I don't know, it's just fun to play with and check it out. So let's talk about the ship here. So this ship is it's a pretty powerful ship. It's got 5 turrets with 2 guns each, so 10 guns on a full broadside. And the AP is pretty decent to it. A lot of people forget about that because, you know, British battleships lol HE spam, but the AP can come into good use. Now, this is a Tier 4, Tier 3 battle, so Shipwreck 101 something is top tier, which is good. And, well, the problem is, of course, there's carriers. That's going to be a bit of a challenge. There's also 4 Pan-Asian destroyers. So this must have been one of the first days of the Pan-Asian destroyers coming out. So those are all serious threats to you. The Wyomings can be a threat. You can angle to them. Kaiser's got really strong guns that can be a threat. Nassau, not so much. Phoenix can burn you down and laugh as you try to shoot him back. Kohlberg, not such a big deal. So, aw, little ship love action here. Looks like, I think this is the anniversary camouflage for the extra 100% bonus. I'm not seeing any flags at all. I mean, it's tier 4. You don't necessarily need a lot of flags at tier 4. It's not my opinion. Hold on to them for later. Oh, look at the carrier. Carrier is dropping either the Nassau here or the Langley. Oh, jeez. Langley has decided to be a floating air base and not move. Oh, something tells me your Langley's about to get sniped. Those of you guys who don't know much about carriers, if you look back there... No! Ah, the bomb is missed. Wow. Alright, so your carrier got really lucky. And what a lot of people will do is they'll drop floods, torpedoes on the carrier, cause it to flood, burn that damage control party, and then follow up with their dive bombers, set it on fire, and it's basically out of the game. Alright, initial shots coming in on Z Phoenix. AP can do good damage. You are not leading enough, though. Phoenix is a very fast ship. Other thing, you've got those bombers that just went right over your head there. I think if you would have control clicked on them, you might have shot one of them down, or 2 of them. You shot down 3, which is pretty nice. And pause. Look at the mini map. This Frau Rang and the Dursky are probably both honing in on you because you're detected. They know you're there. They know your division mate is right there, Mr. NBA Finals. You're in a really bad spot here. Most of your team is you've already lost 3 ships. They've all been kind of dead over here. Nassau's not in a place to help you out. The Frau Rang is the only thing that can really help you in this area. You need to have guns right, AP or HE loaded, I should say, for this destroyer. Now, coming around, this is very dangerous because the destroyer is in a position he can just sail right in front of you guys and just send torpedoes out and blap you in the face. Dursky can do the exact same thing. So, let's see what happens. With being so low on ships and the fact that most of their push is on the other side of the flank, I would be looking to sail a line like this so that you can focus more on these ships and still be angled away from these guys so they can't hit you. Let's see what you end up doing. And the Frarang stopped. Nope. And say goodbye to Mr. NBA Finals because I have a strong feeling he's gone. Let's look over there. Oh, nice hit though. See, and this is where, had you recognized that threat early, you might have been in a position to help your divmate and save his life. There's the Dursky going down, or your divmate going down. Dursky came in, did exactly what we thought would happen. In that situation, you either have to, you definitely, I mean, you can slow down, turn into the threat, or turn away from the threat. Generally speaking, turning into the threat is the better choice, but again, looking at where all those battleships are, I wouldn't do that. I would be turning away, which is what you're doing now. Your divmate isn't doing anything to help you out. You've got that Shenyang on that side with their deep water torpedoes. Deep water torpedoes are very dangerous because you don't detect them until they're almost already on top of you, so that's a huge, huge threat. Dursky spotted. For some odd reason, you're aiming at the Phoenix. I would tell you, man, the Dursky is definitely your threat, and plus the Dursky's gonna kill your ally right there. So I would not be focused on this Phoenix. I would instead be looking at that Dursky and trying to get him down. The way that Shenyang is moving, he's probably on the other side of the island, so you're probably safe from those torpedoes. But again, who cares if the Phoenix is setting you on fire? It doesn't matter. Get this Dursky out of the picture. The Dursky is the bigger threat to you because of the torpedoes. You used an DCP right off the bat on the first fire, generally speaking. Not a good idea when you've got torpedoes coming in. And look at this, you're completely ignoring the Dursky, who should be dead. You should be focusing that Dursky. You dodge the torpedoes somehow. I don't know how. Your secondaries kind of did the work for you, but I still think you should have been killing him a long time ago. What's the health of the... Oh, the Frarang actually is pretty healthy, probably because the Dursky was so busy looking at you. Now, the Langley is going to go down, right? Because the Langley is just derping into that Shenyang there, and there's not much that can be done with that, but as soon as he goes down, that's a huge amount gone for you. Definitely underled that target, I think. You got a Citadel. I think if you were a little bit farther to the left, you might have gotten him a little bit better. Apologize for the replay bug, but it happens. There we go. Now it's synced back up again. And remember, Phoenix has, I think, 5.5 kilometer torps. So there's that. He's firing AP because you're showing broadside. So maybe, I don't know, turn a little. Might be a good idea. He's getting into torp range, and you take him down. Now, at this point, Shenyang is probably going to come after you, so you could either choose to support the Shenyang, or you could choose to kind of angle back in, try to cap C. Personally, I would definitely go for capping C, asking the Frarang to come with you, and basically work together. I think that's something that we don't see a lot of people doing. Use your repair party right now. There you go. Carrier's upset that he's been taken out by destroyers a couple times, but honestly, if you're dying to destroyers, that's because the destroyers are getting through. And why? Because you're not moving with the fleet. The Langley should have been over here, right? Because of the Nassau's positioning, and originally of the destroyers that were over here. Oh, this is not looking good, though, for your team. You might as well use your repair party now, get some more hit points back. I have a feeling you're going to need it. There you go. And you're still firing AP only. It's usable. When I played Orion, I favored HE and laughed at people. HE very useful for destroyers, very useful for also cruisers. Actually, you can get them you can nail them and get them to detonate, I should say. You fired there. You had the, I don't know if you've got the icon on or not to tell you that you were shooting an island. If you don't have that icon, go to settings and you want to go to controls, and it's right here, terrain hit indicator. Set that to on. By the way, turn off collision avoidance because that's a pain in the butt. And I always run full alternative interface that always keeps names and health pools and stuff like that up. It just gives me more information and it's kind of helpful. But I mean, to each their own. Now, you guys have all 3 caps right now. That's a very strong position. But you can see the enemy still has a carrier, and you are completely ignoring this carrier. I don't know why you're doing that. You should control click on the squadron if you haven't already done so, and turn the ship. You're taking 2 torpedoes. All you should have taken is 1. You should have slowed down and turned into the torpedoes as soon as they approached. And you took more damage than you needed to. Coburg is definitely there, but I wouldn't be surprised based on where the Shenyang's last known location was that the Shenyang is coming. You're underleading. Go more to the right. Okay, so this is a tactic known as you fire one, you see where the shells hit, and then you fire as a result. That is not going to go anywhere near it. Look at how he's turning. This person is turning a long ways. You have to kind of predict that angle. Langley spotted. Langley's probably going to go down, which is good. If you don't know how to activate the last known location, it's right here. If you hold the control button down and then click on this, you can check different auras. You can change your transparency. You can change how bright and dark the circles appear, and you can set last known position, range value, ship names. I like to keep all that on. It just makes it easier. And that kill secure. You're 1 away from Kraken, but you haven't done a lot of damage, so you're doing a really nice job of making sure ships die. And see, here's where having HE would be helpful. You could be setting him on fire. Now, he's turning more to the left, so your shots are going to miss too. Shenyang is in B cap. Coburg is full broadside. You're aiming, I think, still a little bit too low. Actually, those might hit. Dispersion says? Kind of. Yeah, you were aiming too low there with the person's, with that Coburg's direction. Now, turning back into due. Okay, I'm going to pause for a second because what we're noticing here, I'm noticing at least, is gunnery needs a little bit of work. So Coburg is facing you, but he just turned... Where's my cursor? There it is. He just turned that way. You're aiming this on this side of him. He's already going like this, right? He's kind of showing you his cards. You need to be aiming about here, maybe more over here. It depends, right? In the next 3 seconds, 3.9 seconds, what this guy does. If he stops turning and goes straight, then that might be a signal that he's looking to rudder that way, in which case you want to be aiming much farther down, like here. If he goes that way, you want to be, of course, aiming over here. The point I'm getting at is your aim right now, I don't know what you're looking to hit in 4 seconds. Let's continue and see what happens. Okay, he's aiming out. You detected it. Good. You need to be more over here, though. And you realize that maybe a little bit too late. He's turning away from you. Nope, he's holding and gone for a Kraken. There you go. So I think, and boy, you guys have lost the caps now. So, gunnery, definitely something to work on, especially if you aren't sure where they're coming from and stuff. You've got 2 citadels out of 15 hits. That's a pretty good ratio there. And we can see that the Orion has very good AP capabilities. Don't be afraid to switch to HE though, especially on targets that are angled. And especially on destroyers. That's the other big thing I want to mention. Shoot destroyers, especially if they're at 3 kilometers. Your secondaries are fun to watch. They will do damage, but they don't do enough damage quickly enough. And right now, by the way, I'd be loading HE. Your Fra Rang is going for B. Bless his soul for trying to turn things around. And you need to support that guy. Screw the battleships. They don't matter. And the fact that you're still detected, by the way, yep, tells you that the Fra Rang on the enemy team, or Shenyang, is going for CCAP, which makes complete sense. So, the nice thing is you're safe from torpedoes, but I'd still have HE loaded in case that destroyer gets spotted again. I don't know. AP can work too. Let's talk positioning. You are way out of position, as you can see. Generally speaking, when I play, if I find myself sitting and doing nothing idle for more than, say, a couple of minutes, that usually tells me that I did something really wrong. Unless, of course, I'm trying to sneak up on somebody, do stealth, that kind of stuff. And then I would, you know, whatever. But, you know, a few minutes of inactivity, using the cursor, you should be here. You should have been here about a minute or two ago. Then you can be powering the side of the Wyoming and having a bigger impact on this battle. The way this is looking, it definitely doesn't look good for your team. I do like how the Fra Rang is capping B and the other one's capping A behind the battleships. That's smart. That being said, this guy is way out of position too. They're not going to be able to do too much to help out. We can see a lot of fighting in the chat now over who's going to do what and all that kind of stuff, which happens. This guy's got great torpedo arcs on this Wyoming. Hopefully, there they go. Hopefully that those things will come out. You need to be ready to shoot a destroyer that appears over here, because this destroyer, I am sure, is coming straight back into B cap now. He's got CR ready. He knows there's a destroyer in B cap. He wants to help support his team. You have to be ready to help support your team. But you're not doing that. You're looking at the Wyoming instead and saying, I'm going to shoot him. And that's good and that's bad. And the reason I say it's good and it's bad is it's because you're going to force that Wyoming to be on the defensive more and to shoot or I should say change their course and their angle. And as a result, that might have impacted their hit with those torpedoes. That being said, the Wyoming looked at you and just kept driving straight. So, yay! And again, you didn't do a lot of damage. I think setting him on fire might have been the better play there, but oh boy, and that Fra Rang got spotted. Why is he not using smoke? And the other Fra Rang is being charged by the other Wyoming. That's actually hilarious because the other Fra Rang could nail him. Let's see, is he going to do it? Is he going to do it? Nope. That's unfortunate. If you ever have a battleship charging you and a destroyer, charge back. Dare them to hit you. Save the torpedoes for the last minute when they're at point blank range and torp them in the face. It's always a lot of fun. What that Fra Rang and A is doing by being so far behind and being afraid of that Wyoming, he's lost. He's gonna get blapped. That's my prediction. And oh look, the Shenyang appears. And look at that, immediately does damage to that Fra Rang along with the battleships that are supporting. And now you decide to support your destroyer by shooting him, but you're way off. To the left more. This guy's full speed. Yeah, see, your shells are nowhere near. And now the loss is secured. There's really nothing more that can happen here with the point values, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so let's think about mistakes that were made and what you can do to resolve those mistakes. First of all, you and your div mate came in very hard, very fast and aggressive here, even though there were 2 destroyers in B cap. That was dumb. Move more off to the side over here. That way the destroyers can't torp you in the face, which your div mate got the brunt of that. So that's problem number 1. Problem number 2 is you completely ignored the destroyer over here in favor of shooting the Phoenix. Always target prioritization. Destroyers first. Those are the things that can hurt you. Hurt them back first. Then worry about clubbing those cruisers. You got some decent salvos in on cruisers. You got the Citadels, which is nice. Don't be afraid to be using more HE shots, and definitely work on that long-range gunnery. You're really good at hitting battleships, it seems, but you're terrible at hitting destroyers and somewhat dicey when it comes to hitting cruisers at long range. And if that's you, then here's 2 things you can try doing. One is practice, 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 and you'll get better over time. The other thing you could do, switch to HE and just target battleships and burn them all down. Once they're gone, then focus on the, and of course destroyers are nearby, but once they're all dead, then focus on the cruisers. That's always a lot of fun, right? Because then you can hit targets and you can burn them down. They hate your life, and you have a much bigger impact on the team. Maybe. Are you gonna kill this guy? Yep. So you get the kill, which is good. You've saved that Farang. ACAP will stick to you. Now the question is, where's that Shen Yang? All right. So I've said my piece. We're gonna continue now and watch the rest of the battle and see how it unfolds. So yeah. Also, overall map awareness I think would help. That would have saved you and your div mate from those destroyers at the beginning. That would have saved you from taking some extra torpedo damage from the Langley's torpedo bombers. And there you go. All right. You haven't been spotted yet. Oh, you got spotted. That would tell me the Shen Yang is over here. And again, this is where I'd have HE loaded, ready to go. Kaiser showing you a lot of broadside. Punish him for that. Maybe a little bit more to the right, because he's definitely going full speed. Yeah, you hit him behind. Oh, actually, a pretty decent hit. Didn't kill him though, and now you're broadside to both battleships, and you're just happily taking damage, and I would be turning. Especially now the Shen Yang is spotted, turn hard to the right, maybe even slow down, and that makes it harder for you to be shot from both the battleships and from the destroyer. Uh-oh, torpedoes coming in, and you're not even looking at them. It's interesting. Don't like what I'm seeing. ECP. And time is running out, and that's gonna be game. So, yeah, I would say definitely work with the team more. Keep an eye on the minimap, keep an eye on what's going on. And don't be afraid to shoot destroyers. Work on gunnery skills, whether that's in co-op, whether that's in random battles is fine too. Staying at low tiers is a great way to practice those gunnery skills. Learn them now, because if you learn them now, they will definitely pay off when you move up the tiering. Okay? So I do want to say thank you very much, Shipwreck, for sending this replay to me. I appreciate it, and as always, I hope this helps. And you know, everybody else, feel free to send me replays, any tier, any ship, any game mode, don't care. I'm just here to help you. So send me a replay if you want. Tell me what to look for. I will look for that specifically. And as always, if you enjoy the video, do your typical YouTube junk of, you know, comment, like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Here we go. Let's watch the seconds tick down. Oh, that sinking feeling. And there it is. Have a great day, everybody.